you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Stephen Tagliacco.
And
Jay.
Let's get spooky, boys.
What movie are we doing right now?
Fire in the Sky.
Okay.
We're doing Fire in the Sky, Rolling in the
We're
Deep.
prepared.
Like Adele.
Why is it Rolling in the Deep?
That's a song. Rolling in the Deep.
Yeah, but
Why is Fire in
It
the
just
Sky's a
sounds,
line?
like, similar to me. I don't know.
Sing the song.
There's Rolling in the Deep.
Sing the song, yeah.
You're rolling in the deep. That's my Adele.
Did she say Fire in the Sky?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It just sounds like it goes together. Like you roll in
I
the
can't
deep with
even
fire
like
in
think
the
of how
sky.
that song goes.
Rolling in. Yeah, I know that song.
I know the song.
Yeah.
I used to hear that like every day.
Yeah, it was-
when
You
we
had
worked at
my
Applebee's.
heart inside your hand.
You should have had
Yeah.
it. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're here today to talk about aliens.
Yeah.
Spooky
Visitors.
stuff. Spooky
Yeah.
stuff.
I was thinking of the South Park pilot, the entire movie.
You
Oh yeah, that's what that episode's
Makes sense.
about.
Yeah,
The Greys. I guess these are kind of like the Greys.
they are the Greys. They show them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. But they're like, I guess we'll get into
Here's
it.
my question.
I don't
Do-
want to spoil anything.
Does like the classic Greys alien come
Uh-huh.
from this story?
Well, I have some thoughts about that. I think it's from a
No.
lot of things happening at that time.
Because didn't this happen in the 70s?
75.
And Roswell was the 50s?
But is that where the Greys come from?
Roswell, yeah.
I thought the Greys come from like the late 60s, the 70s explosion of
Mhm.
like everyone saying they're getting abducted and stuff.
What about that?
Coincidentally, there's a lot of acid happening in the country.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that Seth Rogen movie where he's an alien?
Paul,
Yeah.
a forgotten,
Wow.
like, forgotten mid-level movie
Yeah.
that hasn't been relevant since the week it came out.
We
No
saw
one
that.
has thought about
We
that.
saw that.
Yeah,
I
we did.
saw it. Yeah.
That movie is like such a relic
Yeah.
of like trying to latch on to geek culture, which is blowing up at
Yeah.
that time.
By putting
with the
Sigourney
Seth
Weaver
Rogen
in it.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With pot.
And it's like about
Yeah.
going to a Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they preach about new atheism in it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Because like one of the girl like that they pick up is religious
Yeah.
and he shows her that God doesn't exist or some shit. It's,
Oh, Kristen Wiig, right? The alien.
What a 2007 movie or whatever the fuck
It's like
that
2011. yeah.
Ugh.
But we're not here to talk about Paul. Fire in
No.
the Sky.
Damn, I want to talk
Fire
about
in the
Paul.
Sky. Maybe we'll do
That's
that.
when we do our on the
Maybe.
Patreon. Was this ever funny?
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
a
give
good
you
one.
the spoiler for that one. No.
Fire in the Sky. This is my pick.
Yeah. Has anyone seen it before?
So I have I was coming home one day. I must have been like 9 years old, and my uncle was watching this in my living room, and I saw
Okay.
the scene,
Oh,
the alien.
real
Yes.
one. Oh,
the only scene that matters in the whole movie.
yeah.
And I never forgot it. It always stuck with me.
Scary.
It's horrific.
It's scary. It's legit terrifying.
So, but this is the first time I saw like the whole movie.
Okay.
So it was I enjoyed it.
It was weird to see liquid metal be the lead in a
Yes,
movie.
exactly. The T1000.
T-1001, right?
No, T1000.
Oh, you're right. 800 is
Is
Arnold.
Arnold. Yeah. The T1000 is taking us on this journey through New Mexico.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh, Arizona, excuse me.
Yeah. Snowflake, Arizona. That's where all the libtards live.
Yeah. All those
Snowflakes.
millennials.
For your avocado toast
Yeah.
and fucking snowflake.
So this came out in 1993, and Al, my wife, walks in when I'm watching it, and she kind of like got into it a little bit, and she's like, "What year did this come out?" And I said, "Yeah, 93." She's like, "It looks really good for 93."
Really?
And I was like,
Did you ever see
Oh.
Jurassic Park, dear?
"Yeah." But she had a point. She's like, I could see like the pores in his like face and shit. I was like, yeah. And actually, now that I look at
Is
it, it was
remastered.
like somewhat high def. I think I watched a remastered.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they probably scaled it up.
I think this
Yeah.
is a well-liked movie.
I think people that have seen it genuinely like it.
Mhm.
I'll say this. Well, you're going to mention the cinematography. The cinematographer is Bill Pope,
Mhm.
who's one of the best ever.
Yeah.
He did the first 2 Matrixes, I believe. He did the first 2 Spider-Man movies for sure. He may have done the 3rd one.
Mm.
Yeah.
But he's a legendary cinematographer. He's one
Yeah.
of the fucking best.
Do you think this is like one of his weakest work based on that body?
I mean, just compared to that other shit. However, this is a
It looks
limited
cool.
budget. It's younger.
Yeah.
It's, it's older, rather. And he's younger doing this, so it looks great for what he's doing.
Mm.
You
I think
know?
it stood the test of time. Rewatching it.
I think it holds up.
Totally holds up.
Yeah.
Totally holds up.
Yeah.
My wife watched it with me. She liked it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. But you had never seen it, Steve?
No, I wanted to do like an alien movie.
Okay.
I bet let's see if there's any that are like exist. I know the Fourth Kind like is
Is that the
somewhat
one with
like
the
that.
owls?
Yeah, and
They're
that's
not
a
what they
scary
seem.
movie. That's like a legit scary movie, but it's not real. And I'm
Okay.
like, let me see which one's real. And I saw this story because this was based on the Travis Walton incident,
Yes.
you know? And I'm like, all
That's
right,
the name of my alt
Prog
rock
band.
Yeah.
Co-headlining with friggin' the Alan Parsons
Right.
Yeah,
project.
we're playing at
Yeah.
the Palladium.
Yeah.
Tour with the Dead.
The Travis Walton incident.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, all right, this seems like a good pick for us. Looking into it, I was like, oh, there's a lot of crazy
It's some
stuff.
holes.
Yeah, there's some
Oh, you think
holes.
so?
I know so.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I want to start this off. Do you guys believe in aliens?
I think in what context?
you
Do they come to Earth and abduct people, or do they exist?
Do they exist?
Yeah, we'd be stupid not to believe that.
I believe they do not exist.
Mathematically, it seems like they should exist,
Right.
but I feel like we would have run into them by now.
Why? Space is big.
I know space is big. But what about that Fermi paradox?
What's that? I don't know what that is.
The Fermi paradox is like a civilization reaches the point where it's capable of destroying itself,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
and inevitably it will. Hence
Yeah.
why we haven't run into aliens.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so like we'll blow ourselves up before we're capable.
Before we're able to get to the
cosmos.
other space system.
and the aliens, if there are, have the same thing.
right.
Mhm.
Okay.
But also, like, I did hear the Brian theory too, the dead universe theory.
What's the dead universe theory?
We are the first ones. We are the first sentient life in the universe, which
Right.
is scary.
What do you mean the Brian theory?
What you just said
Oh, yeah.
is a theory. It's a
Oh,
real
okay, I
theory.
didn't
Like
know.
what your idea is a real theory,
Mhm.
where you think we're the first sentient beings in the universe. But
I mean, there's
considering
no
the
aliens
age,
in
it's,
Dune, right? Except sandworms.
Yeah.
yeah, they're all humanoid.
Would you
Um,
count the sandworms as an alien?
And I think anything that comes from another planet is an alien,
Yeah,
as long as it's alive.
What
Yeah.
about plant?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
an alien planet.
bacteria, alien bacteria.
Okay, so you would count that as an alien.
Yeah.
Well, he counts everything from Mexico as an alien.
If it's not human, it's not slavery. That's what I would say.
Space Marine ant. No, look, my thing with the aliens is I believe, look, I'll admit it's possible there's aliens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny that it's possible. However, I think that if you're going to say it's mathematically likely there's aliens, there's also a mathematical chance there's
It's not.
nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
So,
true.
because I've never encountered an alien, I've never
Mhm.
seen one, I've never seen direct evidence which would lead me to believe an alien,
Mhm.
I'm going to say they do not exist.
Okay.
Or at least don't come to Earth.
What about like a couple of years ago when there was like alien fever a little bit,
It's still there?
and they kept saying like the government was going to release that they know about the aliens?
I'm about to sound like a guy with a tinfoil hat on.
Ooh.
I'm convinced that when they do that shit and they're like make it's to
It's
distract,
to distract from something else.
something they're doing something fucking
Something
evil.
horrific. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Mexico, I don't know if you saw it, but they had they put an alien corpse in front of
Yeah.
Mexican Congress,
Yeah.
and they this big talk about it, and aliens are real.
Mhm.
And it wasn't really much of a blip,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But the people talking about it online are talking about that instead of something else. That should be the biggest scientific discovery
In human history.
in human history.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, it was fake.
Well,
yeah.
it's all. I don't believe in aliens. I just don't.
Mhm.
And I know people get hostile about that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get
No,
hostile.
but there
no.
are people who will. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Look, if I fucking
I
see
wonder
an
if that's,
alien,
like,
I'm wrong.
So the one thing that is disturbing, though, like aliens aside, is the increase in like UAPs, like unidentified aerial phenomenons, where you know the tic tac that the Navy has been talking about.
Yeah,
that
where it's
this
like
is
going in
becoming
like weird patterns.
it's
and
becoming like consistent, like more than it should.
Mm.
Where they don't know what it is, they don't know if it's foreign, but it seems it is. Just
You're being
because
very vague. If the audience is
Yeah, you gotta explain
what
it
are
a
you
little bit
talking
more.
about?
So the Navy released footage. This is real. This was released of a fighter jet tailing a object that looked like a tic tac. When I say looks like a tic tac, it's a cylinder, but it's moving against the wind at speeds that are physically impossible. Then
Where did this happen?
this happened over the Atlantic.
Okay.
It was like over the ocean. But it happens in the Atlantic, the Pacific. So they think that whatever this is, because it could easily be like a drone from another planet or galaxy, similar to what we send to Mars. Where
Could it
it's
be
like,
trying to contact humpback whales?
well,
Vija.
here's the in-depth theory is kind of
Really?
not contact humpback whales, but study the life on the planet.
Uh-huh.
Fuck 'em.
So apparently this has been coming up a lot where this tic tac is seen everywhere. Like it's known now. It's released. And I don't think that's
What
the
if it's
government.
viral marketing?
What?
Viral marketing.
Oh
for
yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, right.
It's for Prime.
Yeah,
Right.
our breath mints are out of this world.
They created anti-gravity machines to sell
Prime.
But that's the thing, it doesn't follow like any gravity or physics that we know, so it's probably a foreign thing.
When you say foreign, you mean from Malaysia?
Probably Asian.
Yeah.
I think it was Asian.
I think it's studying Earth from somewhere else. That's all. I don't know where, but it seems like that's what it is. If I had to guess.
Have you ever heard the time travel theory about
Yeah, I have.
aliens?
Yeah.
That there are no aliens; it's just us,
It's
and
us,
they're time traveling versions of us observing the past
Oh man.
to document shit.
It's
and
possible.
go
That's why there's
back.
pictures of guys with the iPhone at the Gettysburg Address.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that theory.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah.
But it seems
That's fine.
I watched this Netflix show like Encounters, and
At Fall Point.
yeah, well, no, just Encounters.
In the men's room.
And they said like
Encounter.
This alien is probing me.
Oh.
I'm being abducted.
Yes.
Oh, the hole.
There's someone tapping their foot under the stall.
They know Morse code.
Unexplained phenomena.
It's my favorite show.
Encounters.
But they were saying how because the like you know where Earth is in like the sweet spot, right? There's
I mean, around the sun.
around the sun. It's like the Goldilocks
By the way,
zone where you could have
Can we
Earth.
stop with this theory that we revolve around the sun?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. The sun revolves around us.
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We're the
Stop
most
it.
important object.
God has
Tell him to
created
stop
an
it.
infinite
Please
universe
Please
just for our enjoyment.
Put
Yeah.
that.
It's great.
Put away the big plastic thing.
Well, Copernicus believed the common theory, right?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but I think Copernicus sounds too early for that. Wasn't it the days of like Newton?
The Copernicus theory,
Or
also known as the heliocentric model, states that the sun is at the center of the solar system and
There
not
you
the
go.
Earth. What a crock of shit.
Yeah, of course.
What a dick.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, Steve.
It's okay. I forgot what I was saying. You derailed it. Oh, the Goldilocks zone. So
Oh yeah.
like life can exist in the Goldilocks zone of any solar system. There's trillions of solar systems, so there's millions of possible Earths.
Can you
Because it
say
would
it
cr-
like Carl
It
Sagan?
would create a planet.
Right, but it
the right
requires
temperature.
water.
Right.
Like life comes from water. Beings outside of water are actually really rare compared to beings inside water.
Mhm.
So they believe that if the reason why this thing can go in and out of the water easily is because they come from a water planet, that they probably exist under the water. Because let's say I go from one planet to the next,
Hence why they want to talk to the hump.
atmosphere
Mhm.
doesn't exist everywhere on planets that has water. So you could hide in water and exist in water on different planets that do or do not have similar atmospheric compounds,
But
right?
What about the aliens from Signs? Explain that.
It's signs. What do you want me to say?
But the water kills them.
Science is
They're allergic to
nonfiction.
water.
That's why the movie sucked. There's water vapor in the air.
Let's conquer this planet where deadly poison to us falls from the sky regularly. This will
Without
go-
suits.
Right.
Yeah, this will go
Yeah.
great. We'll walk around nude.
It doesn't even seem like they tried conquering, right? They were just there, like
I mean, they
walking
walked
in
through that birthday
cornfields.
party.
They just wanted to walk around a little bit, see what's
I
up.
thought they were there to conquer, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
in signs?
Yeah.
Don't they fuck some shit up?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
we
they.
hear
I
about
think they
it.
kill some
Fights.
people.
They're like a little
I
bit
know
of
Mel
fights.
Gibson has to hit him with a
Don't
bat.
he put
Yeah.
the thing in a
No,
kid's
Joaquin
mouth or
Phoenix hit him
something?
with the
Oh,
bat.
you're right.
Mel told him to swing away.
Yeah. Swing away. Yeah,
But
right.
doesn't he like put like his finger in a kid's mouth and he's like, I'm gonna give him asthma. attack."
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
asthma.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's very
Yeah.
weird. That
Yeah.
movie sucked.
I remember when that came out, I went to go see that with my family, and there's a scene where they walk into the room, and they're all wearing tinfoil hats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I said out loud in the theater, "Can I get one?" And got a big laugh.
That's good.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Hindenburg. Did you bring your laser
Flip.
pointer? Yeah. You kept going to the movie again to say the same
Yeah,
line.
right.
So let's talk about the story here, because
Well, do you want to talk about the movie first and then the story?
I mean it's a simultaneous thing, right?
We've done the show before.
We've done it,
Yeah.
yeah. Anything?
All right.
We start with seeing the main characters, right? It's a
Yes.
it's a group of guys who are on, like, you don't know at the time, but they're doing like a logging forest mission kind of. They have to cut down some trees.
They have a contract from the government.
Yeah, they have to thin
clear
out the
brush.
trees on like an entire side of like this mountain, and
Yeah,
it's like, so
but that's not how the movie
No,
starts.
the movie doesn't. It's like them speeding away.
yeah, but they're driving. Yeah,
And they get to like the local bar
Mm-hmm.
and
they're terrified.
they're terrified. And like, we stick to the story no matter what.
Yeah,
And they call for the cops. And then
and it's the trail boss from City Slickers.
Mhm.
He's the sheriff,
okay.
Yeah,
and then the other guy,
Lieutenant Waters.
yeah, is fucking from The Great Escape,
Mm-hmm.
Rockford.
Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. That is.
What the hell's his name? I always forget
Garner,
his name.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, James Garner.
James Garner.
Rockford.
Remember we watched the first
Yes,
episode of
yes.
Rockford?
How was it?
It was great.
I think we watched 2 seasons or something.
He
Like
kicked the guy in the head.
I remember
He
us
lived on the
saying,
beach.
like,
Yeah.
Rockford Files rules constantly, but it didn't rule. It was like so like nothing.
So they start interrogating the guys, and then
Yeah.
it flashes back to earlier in the day.
Well, I want to talk about yeah. So they say we're going to stick to it. Mike makes a phone call to say that Travis is missing.
Mike is liquid metal.
Mike is liquid metal, but you see Lieutenant get a call to visit them and question these guys.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you about this. There's a shot, if you caught it, that is incredible.
Okay.
The
Incredible
lieutenant
shot.
is in the car and he stops at it like a sign. You don't know where it is, and you see like 4 or 5 lights in an oval
Oh
shape.
yeah,
And it looks like a spaceship, and he's looking up, and it's just like the train.
it's the-
Track
yeah,
to
it's-
stop.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's a really cool like foreshadowing shot and everything. It
It's
was
just the railroad
done nice.
crossing.
something to see if you caught that.
Yeah, no, that is a good detail.
Yeah.
I didn't write a note of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a good
My
shot.
wife and I laughed at that. Like, they
I
got
got
you.
you, yeah. But
So now it's
Yeah.
the day, and there's a cool guy
A cool guy.
who's Travis Walton.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. He's on a bike.
so cool.
He's on a bike.
He rides
He
his
wears denim.
He rides his
Yep.
motorcycle on like the sidewalk.
Gets yelled at, but he does it anyway.
The donuts are waiting for him, and that makes me think, oh, he's trying to bang the donut girl, or
Yeah.
that's his girlfriend.
That's what I thought.
But no, she
No.
just gives him donuts
Yeah.
Because he's so
on the
awesome.
reg.
And
Yeah.
you never hear about it ever again.
Yeah.
You never even see that woman again. It's
And
just
that's how
there.
you know this is based on a book, but that Travis Walton wrote, because he's the most likable, cool dude.
Actually, I didn't like him.
Really? You
Yeah.
did not like Travis?
I didn't care for him. I
Why?
thought he was reckless. I thought he was loud, and I thought he was intrusive. He comes up on Mike. Mike's working on his car and immediately just starts mouthing off, being a pain in the ass, trying to like get him to go into business with him. Like, dude, imagine if your best friend every time you saw him was like, hey, let's start a motorcycle shop. And then no matter how many times you tell him to fuck off, he just keeps at it. Like, this clearly wasn't the first time this ever came up. And then he instead of going through the front door, he climbs up on top of the shed
To try to fuck his sister.
to try and fuck the guy's sister. Like, enough with this guy. I hate his free-spiritedness.
To be fair, he wanted to marry her.
Right. But it's like, be a man. That's why Mike has no time for him. Mike is like, I don't want this guy marrying my sister.
Right.
He's a shiftless fucking nothing. He's always just, he'll fly off the handle, and next thing you know, he's living in Las Vegas.
In space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I don't
He's
go.
doing a 2-week bender and returning home nude.
Right. I don't go for him. I don't like him.
Okay. I like Mike. You know, he's a bit
Travis.
of a dream. Travis. Yeah, I like Travis.
Yeah, he's a dreamer.
He's a dreamer.
Yeah.
He's trying to get his friend to aspire for something more.
Sound
No, he's
familiar?
not.
Does this
No,
sound
he's
familiar,
not.
Ant?
He's trying to. He has no sound like plans. It's all just dreams. Get out
Why
of
is
here.
a motorcycle not a viable dream?
It's not.
It's not.
We
that
gotta
crazy.
get this contract done before the time runs out, because then we're gonna owe the government money if we don't get rid of these trees on time.
I mean, the trees can get done, and we can still. Talk
You
about
need to
future
worry
plans.
about the here and now. The trees gotta go.
We're talking about Patreon, right? like that's what's happening.
There's room for both, is what I'm saying.
We're gonna run out of time.
Look, sometimes you need a motorcycle shop. The town needs one.
Yeah.
I'll admit I can
Because
make
people
a
are going
great.
to like bumfuck Arizona to get their motorcycles.
I can make a great motorcycle logo. I'm just saying. Throw it out there.
All right.
And then this asshole gets out of the car.
Oh, it's all his fault.
Yes.
He admits it eventually.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
But so now it's like a packed car and a group of dudes are going out.
Yeah.
Dallas is like you. He just despises
A criminal?
Travis.
Yeah, but he's like just irrational about it.
Yeah.
Unless he's just he spent it like 2 weeks with this guy.
He wants to have a
He's had
chainsaw
enough of
duel.
his shit.
I assume that they've done some other jobs together. It's not like the first day for this crew. That's how I took it.
They
It
say
seems
it.
like there's some backstory.
The one
but,
guy only knew them for 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, but they've been around each other a little bit. It's not day
They're-
one of the
They
job.
live in the same
He's the guy
area.
with the glasses and the
yeah.
hat.
The nerd guy, right?
Yeah.
They live in the same area. They know each other. It makes sense. Dallas is hard company, though. I don't like Dallas.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to, but
No, Dallas is the dick.
you know,
Yeah, he's the type of
a
guy who
dick.
will rent a Tesla and show up 2 days later.
Right, right.
Joke for you.
So
So in real life, they have to clear 1,277 acres
yes.
with like 5 guys. I believe, in like a year. It might be even less. That's a fucking impossible job.
I don't think it's impossible.
Without like real equipment, they had chainsaws.
Chainsaw's pretty real.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like lumberjacking massive trees. They're getting like
The small
the
dead ones.
shitty like dead
Yeah.
trees. Yeah.
But still, over 1,200 acres is 1,200 acres.
They are
Like,
all
look,
in
I'm not
women's
saying
fantasies.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it's not a hard job, but I think you can. Get
You
it
could
done.
do it?
Yeah, we could do it. You want
we
to?
could do it.
Let's become loggers.
Let's do it, man.
I mean, I'm already,
That's
How
my
much is-
dream.
I'm
how
already
much
in the
is-
winter.
how much is a
women's
chainsaw?
panties. A chainsaw?
How much does a chainsaw cost? A real cheap
Quality chainsaw.
chainsaw.
I'm gonna guess $700.
No,
I put in top of the line chainsaw.
27, 2,700.
I'm seeing anywhere from $480 to
Boys,
$2,400.
we spent more on the podcast.
should-
We could get chainsaws.
Yeah,
We could let Brian get abducted.
yeah,
It'll be great.
yeah. And then we could like do a bride tries.
alien abductions.
About chainsawing. You want to get a power washer while we're at it?
Yeah, if it's in the budget.
But they're all lumberjacks, and it's okay.
Mhm,
They're doing their thing, chopping
okay.
down trees.
mhm.
And one
They'll
of
never sleep at night ever again, but they still work all day.
they see red lights and they're like, oh, it's either a fire, maybe a down plane
in the sky.
What I was like, oh, that makes sense. A down plane sounds like rational.
Oh, that's what happened to the Sky
well,
King.
we're missing one important detail.
Remember the Sky King?
What's the detail? What?
Do you remember the Sky King?
Sky King?
Yeah.
No.
He was a guy like 2 years ago who he worked for an Alaskan Airlines and he stole a plane.
Oh yeah. I remember this guy.
And then he went on like a joyride where he was doing loop de loops.
Just crashed,
and then he ended it by crashing into the woods.
He was going to kill himself.
Taking different planes and stealing them.
No, he stole this one though.
Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
Nope.
The audio of that has like a lot of comedy, and then it gets real sad.
Well, yeah, he like talks about life.
Yeah. But he's like, I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just having a joyride.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
He stole like a really big plane.
I do. I kind of remember the Sky King now. But so this is kind of important for the story.
What's
so
important?
Dallas has a cut on his hand.
Mhm.
And it's because he had an altercation with Travis.
Yeah.
And that's real. That really happened.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
So now Dallas saw something as they're driving. And they see a weird light.
Red lights.
They're just looking at it. It's red lights. Now,
Scary.
I saw an interview with Travis. And he was saying,
this guy's everywhere, by the way.
Travis? Oh, yeah.
Like they've been talking to him and about him
For 50 years.
Yeah.
So he's 22 at the time. He's really young.
Yes.
So he
was on the show Rogan.
I watched that interview.
Did you?
Yeah. And he said that the light was almost like a golden style light, which he had. Like, he's like, it was almost unearthly and can't be explained. He said gold is kind of the hue I would say it had.
Right.
And
in the movie, it's red.
Red.
Yeah.
And this is what he says happens. He got out of the car, walked over to the light, and it started making this loud noise.
Yeah.
And he couldn't understand what it was. And it was like, nah, this earth. And it was deafening. And it scared him. And he ducked for cover under like this or next to this nearby log. And he said when he did this,
they zapped him.
They like zapped him like in the movie and kind of almost sucked him up. Everyone else got scared and drove away.
Yes. Now, I heard that what he said, I heard him say this. He theorizes that the zap actually like almost killed him and that the aliens took him on board to fix him up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That they helped him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we killed this fucking idiot.
Whoops.
Our bad.
The new guy was training on the ship.
It's like when you drive and you run over like a squirrel or something.
It's like if fucking Picard accidentally phasered somebody.
Right.
We got to fix him up and send him back before the Prime Directive gets fucked up.
There's that episode with the Picard.
No, they did that. Yeah.
With Ray Wise.
That's right. That's right. It was Ray Wise.
So they run, and Mike's like, I got to go back and get him in the movie.
Yeah, that did not happen in real life. Mike did not go back.
No, they bounced.
Yeah, he did.
That's not what I heard from Travis. Mike did go
That's
back?
what I heard from Mike. I watched an interview with him, too.
I'll believe you then.
He was like, yeah. Well, Travis wouldn't know, would he?
How would he
He's
know?
in space.
Yeah.
He's getting probed.
Yeah. So they ran away after they saw him go down.
Yeah.
And then after they got about a quarter mile away,
All
they
right,
turned around.
here's my
and went
question
back
for you.
him.
The three of us are driving.
Sure.
Right.
Beaver walks over to the left.
It would be me, wouldn't it?
He's sucked up.
So when my wife was having this same exact theoretical conversation, it was
me.
Beaver who got fucking zapped.
Yeah. Beaver, we witness him zapped up into space.
It would be me.
Do we?
I admit it.
What? Do we just drive away?
You son of a bitch.
No, I don't think we would. I think we probably would have ended up doing exactly what they did.
Drive
Drive
away?
away and come back?
Yeah, like, holy shit, we're going to die. And then once we're not dead, we got to go look for him.
You son of a bitches.
I don't think that's that dishonorable, to be honest with you.
No, because he would be like, hey, we now have a 2/3 cut. This is he's out.
I don't blame these guys for their actions.
It's
It's rational.
It's like a giant. If we were in the woods and a giant bear came out and we don't have like
they
weapons,
watched him die.
Yeah.
You know,
essentially, yeah.
Or disappear.
Right.
And I guess you're like, I don't want this thing to blow up our car.
Right.
Yeah. Or take us.
It serves no purpose for us all to get fucking killed right now.
Yeah. Well, let them do what they need to do with Beaver, and then we'll pick up the pieces.
I can just imagine that fucking that midnight sojourn through the fucking trees. I don't know what fuck he is, dude.
Yeah. How long do we look?
A couple of hours. We'll come back in the morning.
Yeah. He'll turn up.
I have a funny story about this too. It has nothing to do with aliens, but I was hanging out with two of our friends, and they decided to do mushrooms. And I was there, and I'm like, all right.
I was there,
but I want to go home. And they're like, no, hang out. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to go home. I don't want you to drive me. I'll walk home.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this.
You remember this? I walk outside our friend's house, and we're not far. We're probably like 2 miles away, maybe even less. And I turn the corner, and my sister pulls up instantly. Like, I didn't call her. She didn't know I was there. She just rolls down the window and is like, oh, Steven. I'm like, oh, hey. And she's just going to ride home. I'm like, yeah. Our two friends are like, he's walking home. We got to go get him. They walk out of the house, and I'm gone. And they go down the block. I'm gone. And they're like, oh, my God, what's happening? They get in the car and start looking for me towards my house, and I'm not there. I'm in my basement with no service. They're calling me. I'm not answering.
They think you're dead.
They think I'm dead in the woods. I ruined their trip, and they were like, we're never doing drugs near you again. It's just, what happened to you? I was like, I went home. What do you want me to do you think this could have been an instance like that?
That was part of my thing. I was like, are all these dudes just high?
Mm-hmm. They're in the woods doing nothing.
Or is it a hoax?
They could easily be doing mushrooms.
I buy it.
Do you think this is real? You think the alien came?
He got him.
I think they think the alien came. Yeah, what the hell? The alien came.
Okay.
It's fucking real.
All right. We'll talk about that.
I've heard different things.
Yeah.
I mean, they all passed multiple polygraph tests.
Well, all right.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
You know where I'm going.
I know.
Right?
I've read both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where are we? Okay, so the aliens hit him with a tractor beam. They run away. Mike came back.
With the tractor. Hit him with the jab.
We're not getting 2 episodes done.
Yeah, we will. So they're looking for the Trevor Project.
Everything was wrong. His name's Travis.
It's the Travis. It's the incident. You fucking idiot. It's the Travis Walton incident.
The Trevor Project. What is that? Like a Whitest Kids You Know offshoot? Yeah, this is the Trevor Project.
Documentary.
So they go back home, and people are now searching for him, for Travis, and they can't find him anywhere. And
they find a buried dog.
And they find a buried dog. They dig it up, and
his brother's mad at everybody.
His brother is pissed.
Oh,
now this is real.
Mm-hmm.
So they part of their logging thing was they had made these piles of wood that they had to do.
Yes, in fact, where the alien was is in a clearing that they were putting all stacks of wood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the brother was convinced that
his body was in the stacks of wood,
and they were going to burn his body after they killed him. So he has 2 brothers, Travis. One brother is convinced he's dead and is like going through looking for his body, and the other brother
thinks he's in space.
Is like, I believe these guys. The aliens are real. They got him.
So the lieutenant thinks it's murder, which
murder? What murder?
It was
the best guy around.
Mike's the best guy around. It's the allegations.
What about the people he murdered?
So due to this, Mike loses the contract.
Yes,
which is costly.
Well, they're like, this fucking weirdo is talking about aliens and shit.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't going to get it done anyway. He was already behind.
Yeah.
Most of the, I don't know about most, but it's definitely been said that the naysayers that don't buy this story say that this is an elaborate hoax for them to get out of the logging contract because they knew they weren't going to be able to complete it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
They went to that length?
Yes. Apparently.
I can't imagine why, but
It seems like almost a South Park thing to
Yeah.
go that far to get out of the contract.
what about us loggers? Stand up.
Mike, I don't think we're going to complete the contract. Well, let me tell you, aliens. That's what we'll do. That's the ticket.
Yeah, it seems a little elaborate.
It's like Free Willsiak. Is it still funny?
It just wasn't as funny this time.
I will say, if they're pulling a hoax off, what they're doing is only possible when they're doing it or before.
You don't think the internet? You think the internet would ruin it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there'd be pictures of. Let's assume it is a hoax, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Travis has to hide somewhere, right?
Sure.
Okay. Where's he gonna hide?
Where is he
Gas
hiding?
station?
He's probably not in the woods because they're looking for him there,
Yeah.
right? So I assume he's in a motel or something somewhere.
There would be some record of him logging in, though.
Could
Right.
use an alias paying cash.
Of course. Sure.
I'm just saying, where would he be?
You think he would have been?
Friend's house.
His cell phone would have got pinged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It'd be so hard to pull it off today. I really.
Well, here's the thing. If you do that, you leave your cell phone in the woods. So
You
when
let
they
'em
ping
find
it,
it.
they go there and they're like, oh, here's a clearing. His cell phone's here and they're gone.
Or you tie it to a balloon.
Tie it
So
to a balloon.
But then they're
Yeah.
gonna see everything you ever wrote on Twitter.
Right. And then you get canceled.
Was it all worth it?
They open it up, it's just dick pics.
Yeah, but if you tie your phone to a balloon, they'll think you're leaving the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah. Until it pops and it kills someone on the way down.
Yeah, but if they find that
Now
balloon,
you're-
then it's a dead giveaway.
Now
It
you're
was a
wanted for
hoax.
murder.
Dead giveaway.
They get a lot of press coverage constantly
Yes.
throughout the whole movie. People are on top of this story.
Well, this becomes a big story, and it was a real story,
Yeah, it
big
was
story
big.
in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to stop.
Okay.
Give me the thing. Give me the
I
thing.
don't wanna.
Just please give me the thing. You can play with the wires. You can play with anything else. Just stop clipping things. I hear it. Leave this in. leave that in.
Stop.
I
clipping
cut us
things.
out. I cut us scolding him out of one of the recent episodes. He's like deep throating the mic and like wiggling it around and shit.
We're just looking at him. And he knows we're looking at him, wanting him to stop, but he's looking at you like
Like they're sensitive mics, and he can't stop holding them.
we'll get you one that you could hold, like Tuesdays or what's that other one? The talk to her?
Talk to
Talk
him.
to her. Yeah, he'll be on the talk to her style of
He
things.
says, "Spit on that thing."
We live in a fallen world.
We do. We're like, why am I Republican?
So this is real. The National Enquirer.
yeah,
The paper of
top
record.
brass of facts.
They did say this was the alien story of the year. When
Well,
it
it's
happened.
the best investigative journalism on the planet.
National
You can try the New York Times; they get lucky sometimes.
Men in Black.
Elvis returned to his home planet.
That's right. Elvis ain't dead; he just went home.
So the sheriff and lieutenant want them to take the lie detector test.
Yes.
Which is, we remember who created the lie detector test.
No, I don't.
The creator of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
The lasso
yes.
of truth.
Yeah.
They created a lie detector test.
And lie detectors are inadmissible.
What in the
court.
Sam hell are
Yep.
you talking about?
That was a 100% true fact.
I don't know the story.
The creator of Wonder Woman,
Yep.
there's a movie about
The
him,
comic
which we're
book
gonna-
writer?
Yeah, the comic book writer.
He invented the lie detector. He invented
Mhm.
the polygraph.
Really?
Yeah.
He created a real lasso of truth.
And
Steve Wilson made a song
so
cheating
cheating
the
the
polygraph.
that was actually a cover of the song by the Wonder Woman guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, inconclusive evidence. You can't use it.
No, yeah, inconclusive in court. But in this, everybody.
Inadmissible, not
Inadmissible.
inconclusive.
Well, this is inconclusive in the movie.
No, one guy was inconclusive.
Yeah.
Everybody else was. Like,
Everybody else passed.
Yeah. Dallas, right? The
Dallas,
bad
yeah.
guy.
And they were like, his shit was just all over the place and we couldn't read him.
He was on drugs. He was on
In
drugs.
real life?
That's what they think. yeah.
Okay.
Because they ask him about
hippies
it.
Cutting trees down.
Then you get more press coverage, and now you get a
Yeah, I don't know
weird-
why all of them didn't just immediately jump at the idea of doing a polygraph if their story was to be believed.
Because polygraphs.
Although it feels like in real life they did. They were like they were all about it, and then in the movie they just for dramatic effect gave them some.
That's what I think. They gave him hesitation because they don't trust it for some reason.
Yeah,
like this is going to make us look crazy because it's going to say we're lying.
Because the person doing the polygraph can say like, "Oh, they lied, and now they got someone on murder.
These
charges.
boys are lying."
Right? They get someone on murder charges. Now the police are heroes.
Right?
Where they really didn't get what happened.
Do you watch Melrose Place?
What? What are you talking about?
You don't know that?
No.
Was that Seinfeld?
Yeah.
God damn it! See that? He should have got that.
I didn't get it.
The episode where Jerry's dating the girl and she says she likes Melrose
Oh
Place.
yes, she makes him do the lie detector.
Because so Jerry's saying that he doesn't like Melrose Place, and this girl's like, I don't believe you. And she gives him she's a cop. Mm-hmm. She gives him a lie detector at the station, and they're asking him questions about the show.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah. I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
The church speech.
That's a good scene.
A great speech.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You know, he talks about how like we're a close community.
How
we know each
shitty is
other.
his wife?
What a bitch.
Oh,
yeah.
Very shitty. Very shitty.
Well, she leaves him.
Yeah.
Very shitty.
Doesn't believe him for a second.
No.
Like, bitch. Even if you don't believe me, we're going with the alien story.
Right. Right. You're married.
Yeah.
I might get out of this contract. We might keep the house. Aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah, she like throws him out and he has to live in like a shitty motel.
Yeah.
He lives in like the woods eventually. He becomes like a woodsman.
Yeah, he becomes a hill person.
Yeah. Which is a dream come true. Let's be honest.
John Connor's never getting killed at this rate.
And they get contacted.
Never gonna make it.
They get contacted by like a weird person calls them from afar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything?
Wait, you forgot when they meet the UFO guy.
Yeah.
That's him, right?
No. So
they meet like UFO people start showing up in the town and like
yes.
Yeah, they're asking about things and they're weird.
It just was so bizarre to me that the first person they call after finding this man is the UFO guy.
Not the cops to clear the name.
No.
And they're like, let us do our job. Get pictures of him naked. Go, quick.
Can you piss in this cup?
Piss in this cup.
I want to drink it. But not from the tap. I'm not a barbarian.
Not from the tap.
So they all take the test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One is inconclusive, and like, we want to retest you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like, no.
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 I don't know why.
You all passed. Yeah. Like, it was just
do it again. Yeah. But okay, he refuses. So now he's back at his home with his kid. His wife is letting him like see the kid.
He's back in the saddle
again.
again.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yep.
And they get a
it's been
collect
5
call.
days.
What?
5 days.
5 days. Okay.
They've been getting collect calls, and the wife keeps like saying it's a hoax.
Yeah.
And finally, Mike's like, I'm just gonna answer this call now because it says it's from Travis, and it's him like asking for help.
Yep. And
which, if I called any of you guys after I got abducted, would you answer?
Yeah,
I'd be like, why is there a collect call in?
See, he wouldn't. He'd hang up.
You think it'd be
a collect call? That's so bizarre.
I wouldn't have a phone.
There's aliens involved.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a phone.
You don't think a collect call would be in play?
That's too weird. You saw me get abducted, but the collect call's weird.
Well, but I'm just seeing an 800 number come up, so I'm seeing on my phone 1-800 like call ATT pop up. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I would just ignore it.
I answer all those.
You answer all those?
Yeah.
I block them.
Yeah. I block all those.
I block any 800 numbers.
Man, you're fucked.
I'm dead. Yeah. I'd rot in that goddamn gas station forever.
Imagine in the morning when the guy who owns the gas station shows up. What's this nude man doing here?
I was abducted.
I don't care for the cut of your jib, fella.
Aliens took me. I hate those aliens. This is a MAGA country. Spits on the floor.
Build the wall that just got 10 feet high.
I'm speaking at Trump rallies against aliens. I'm confused. I don't know what they're talking about.
This guy,
we can't let them abduct anymore. And they're all like,
he's going to tell his story. He's going to tell us about his experience with the aliens.
They're the worst aliens, the worst kind of aliens. They abduct everyone.
Anyway, so where are we?
Travis they take pictures of him.
Yes.
They ask for his pee. They are sexual deviants, clearly.
Yeah.
But they want to know about the aliens.
Yeah.
But Travis is hospitalized because he's catatonic. He's not speaking.
He's
fucked up.
Yeah.
He has like PTSD.
Yeah.
Which, can you blame the guy?
No.
You know?
And while he's there, Mike shows up beside his bed. And
Mhm.
Mike is like, man, we were all worried about you. You know,
Yeah.
like, we're glad you're okay. And he's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah. Fuck you,
left
Mike.
me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mike.
Because, like, what was Mike
What was Mike supposed to do?
Like, start shooting at the
Yeah.
aliens?
They don't have guns. They got chainsaws. Maybe.
Yeah, chainsaws.
Throw a chainsaw.
Doesn't go up far
Yeah.
enough. Just comes down.
It lands on fucking
Travis.
Cuts off his foot.
Yeah. So little kids now are like, he's a celebrity. They want
Yeah.
his autograph.
He's seen aliens.
Yeah.
And the cop comes, you're giving autographs now.
Yeah.
You're a big
Ah.
celebrity.
Well, he knows. He's Rockford. He would have figured this out.
This scene, when he's hiding under the table, they have like a welcome home party.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people around, and they're happy he's home, and he's under the table freaking out,
Yes.
just having a mental breakdown. And
well, the syrup. So he knocks like pancakes off the
Yeah.
table,
Mhm.
and the syrup drips off the table
his
and
mouth.
catches his mouth,
Yeah.
and it psychotically like awakens
Flashback.
everything in
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And now he remembers
everything.
everything that
experience.
happened.
This
Yeah.
is horrifying. This whole thing
It's great.
is so horrifying
Yeah.
and
I mean,
done
this is
so
the reason
well.
the movie exists.
It's just one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It pays off. You're like, that was worth the wait. That was worth the BS beforehand.
It was sick.
Yeah. Let's describe it.
Not what he says happened.
Yes, it's very
No.
different than his account.
Yeah.
But they're like, we can't tell his account because his account is
It's
kind
like
of lame.
lame. So you need to make scary aliens.
Yeah.
So do you know the account offhand, like the real
His
one?
account? Yeah.
Let's do the real one and let's compare it with
Okay.
Okay.
the movie one.
His account, it's like a clean white septic like
Room.
spacecraft.
Yes.
And he sees these
And
beings.
they're little gray guys.
Yeah.
Those gray
And,
guys,
and
yeah.
he picks up like a cylinder, like a metal
He
like-
wakes up on like a stretcher type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
and he said he picks up like a glass
rod.
cylinder, like a rod or something, and he
And
starts
he's
swinging
threatening
it at them.
And they run away.
They run away.
It
then-
escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he said these other
No,
guys
he ran down like a hall.
Yeah.
And he got to like the navigation room kind of, and he saw like star charts on the walls, and he was pulling levers and shit was moving. And he was like, let me not fuck with this.
Yeah. it's-
and then
he walks into another room and there were people.
with like helmets.
He said
Spaceman.
there were now there was like human looking people.
Mhm. And
So-
Men in Black.
Yeah, so I surmised that I guess the aliens turned into this so that he didn't freak out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And they
Like
like,
in-
kind of
like in
approach him
Galaxy Quest?
calmly.
Yeah.
And then they gassed him.
Yeah, and then they gassed him and then he woke up
Yeah.
at the gas station.
And that's what he said.
Yeah.
So the
By the way, I watched a like little docu thing
Mhm.
from the mid 90s with James Earl Jones doing the narration.
Oh, really?
and
cool.
the dramatic reenactment for all this
Has to be
was
so cool.
absolutely stunning.
Really?
Yes.
You gotta send that.
If
to
you
me.
guys
Yeah.
can find this, you gotta see it. It's fantastic.
And it's James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones is the narrator.
that
He,
sounds
like,
cool.
what's like an example of like what he says almost?
Well, it's not what he says that's great. It's the literal like
acting?
the dramatic reenactments.
Oh, like,
There's
no!
little alien guys running away from
Fear.
from him from this 70s dude swinging around a thing.
How big are the little aliens?
They're like midgets.
So so are they like the aliens inside of the beings in
I
Men
will
in
show
Black?
you the video. You want to see it? You can put it up on the
Oh,
screen.
I'm
I
going
guess.
to. Don't
Yeah,
show
yeah.
me right now.
Okay.
I'll pull it up though.
That's funny.
Send that to me.
Okay.
So that's the account in real life that he says.
Now, normally, the one thing that really is interesting about people who talk about things like this, it changes over the years. You know?
Changes.
Because they can't. If the story's fake, it will mold with time and go into something else. But if it stays consistent,
Right.
it has a better chance of being real.
No matter how I look at
No matter how many times you say it, it's going to be the exact same. That's like, oh, it's probably legit.
I would try putting.
I don't know if this guy's story ever changed.
I still liked it.
His story never did.
Never did, but his own telling of the story and how much he believes changed. Like he himself has said, like before, that might be a hoax. And then he took it back. Like there's reports about that. Yeah.
Well, that's what this is based on. It's based on his book.
Yeah.
Now
in the movie Abduction is not even remotely close to that. What we just went over.
No.
Right. Well, he wakes up in like a giant.
It's like the Matrix.
Goo.
Oh yeah, he's in goo. I forgot about the goo.
Yeah, and it's like
They come for the
It looks
goo.
like they're collecting specimens, and some of them are alive and dead, and that's where they keep them, like a compartment.
Yeah.
But he breaks out, and it's like a gravity thing where he doesn't know where to go.
He's like swimming around.
Yeah, he's flying,
and he flies to like these little spacesuits, which are the big eyes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I thought was a great touch.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool that the gray men are actually just the suits, you know? But then he sees like the aliens, and they look like what I feel like a garden gnome would look like without a hat and like a beard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like
clean shaven.
a clean shaven garden gnome. That's what they look like.
Wow. That could be anything under there.
Yeah. But in my head, that's what I was like, that's what it seems. And they drag him through this really messy hall. It looks really not well kept.
I don't know if you ever played Massive. Well, yeah, I know you did. You did. You remember the Collectors?
That's what it was.
Which of the Collectors?
They were the villains in the second game.
Vaguely.
They were like bug guys, but they had a ship that was just like this ship. It was like an organic evil ship. Yeah.
Dusty, just a dusty, dirty ship.
I recall the first game and the third game more than the second game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they put him on like a stretcher. They drag him through a hall, put him on a stretcher, and like a cloth goes over him. Some mist comes down, and the cloth turns into like this latex and straps him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they cut his eye and mouth, though, like something for his eye and mouth, and throw like liquid on him.
It looks like jizz.
One looks like jizz in his eye. They jizz in his eye because they shit in his mouth and jizz in his eye. That's what it looks like, which is, you know, somewhat erotic.
Who knew how hot these aliens could be?
Who knew?
They're German aliens.
Yeah.
And the scariest thing is that machine comes down.
Yeah.
And it has a pin.
It gets his eye.
And it just goes to his eye.
It makes you...
And you're cringing.
It makes you cringe, right? Yeah. Like, I know it's fake, but anytime I see eye shit in a movie, it always just sends something up my spine.
It was like, oof, this is going to be painful.
They also like intubate him, right?
They
like
intubate
it goes down his throat.
Yeah. But he's awake and screaming throughout this whole thing.
He's awake throughout the whole thing, yeah.
And then it just like, boom.
Pretty different than his claimed real experience.
Very different. Do you think the person making this lived out a fantasy while doing that?
I think they were like, we need to make this horrific or no one's going to give a shit.
You don't think they were like...
So aliens picked you up and then put you down.
Yeah.
Like, there's really nothing there. But if it's like a horrific thing...
It's memorable.
It stays with people, you know.
Like what happened to the Joker.
It has something.
I don't know what that means.
Can you tell?
Yeah. All right. Guys, if you haven't seen Joker 2...
It's been out a month.
I want to warn people.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
So
I don't know the details though. Tell me.
So in Joker 2,
the new Joker
movie,
I didn't see the first one.
They get it's fine. They get the guy who is Joker in the first one, Joaquin Phoenix, these prison guards. And like, you think you're real tough, don't you? And Brendan Gleeson and like these prison guards gang rape him.
He gets gay gang rape.
He gets sleepered?
Yeah. And then he stops being the Joker.
It breaks him and he's just like a husk.
That's all Batman ever had to do.
Yeah.
If you want to dominate a man,
you always do him sexually. We learned that from the kick-out guy.
You're a sick, perverted murderer, and I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna tie in a radiator.
What?
And rape you.
Laugh now, clown. I'm gonna fuck that ass. Robin, hold him down.
This really happens in that fucking movie.
My God. Well, Joker, huh?
Yeah.
What were they trying to say?
Well, the movie, I respect it so much because...
For being this.
For having gay rape.
My issue is that it didn't go hard enough and make it extremely uncomfortable.
Right. You wanted to see the penetration. You wanted them to show it.
I think they should have went almost that far. Like this is tamer than like Shawshank and like 25th Hour and like American History X. It's like the movie is made directly as a fuck you to people that enjoyed the first one.
Really?
Right? And if you're making a film as a fuck you to people,
do it.
You need to make it so uncomfortable.
I actually agree with you.
So uncomfortable and like graphic that people are like, holy fuck. Like this is tamer than Deliverance, which came out in 1972. Like you see the guards drag him away and they're like, let's rape him.
Yeah. And that's it?
And like
there's
no like cuts.
There's no scene of him like
they throw him on the ground and like rape him, but
you don't see him raped.
It's implied.
You don't see him raped?
You see before and the aftermath.
Yeah.
Oh, so he might not have been raped. He might have just been kicked.
No, he was raped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're doing that, if you're trying to deliver a fuck you to an audience, you need it to just be like a close-up on his face. He's like, ah!
But that's how lame these people that made this movie are. Right. You know, like they're not even.
We don't want to hurt the character that people love.
No, they do. But
Not
they don't
enough.
have the balls to be fucking hardcore about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Ryan's right.
Like if you're gonna,
it would have more merit if they were fucking
if they just
brutal.
went so like brutal fuck you.
Yeah.
Like I already kind of respect it, just like as like a pure middle finger to people.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But like you should have went even more.
Yeah. Should have been nightmare material.
Like I think there needs to be a Batman comic book now, though, where
Joker gets raped. Batman rapes the Joker.
He's trying.
Well, don't let your dreams be dreams.
I have to end this.
There's only one way.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Write it out.
And then he just becomes like an upstanding member of society. I'm thinking about getting a job and a family.
You've changed me, Bats.
You did this.
What if you get the
We
weirdo?
can't go back anymore, Batman.
It should have been, if you're going to do it, if you're going to go hard, right? Maybe just make him like it. Make him like it.
So I thought
because he's the Joker.
I was like, I bet there's going to be a Batman comic book that's a response to this,
he likes it,
where Joker's like gang raped, but like he's like, oh yeah, and like he starts like
he's into it, yeah, he's into it, yeah. He takes me control. In the ass.
You can't break me. I was Cesar Romero.
I will evilly get fucked in the shitter.
Because then what do the guards do? They're like, he likes it. What are we supposed to do? But they got to finish.
There's Irish guards or something. I still haven't come. This guy made him Scottish.
But all right, wait. You know in Dark Knight, the interrogation scene, Batman's in there alone with him.
You never start with the cock.
Batman's like, Gordon's like, what's Batman doing in there? I'm gonna rape you. And he's just smashing his head down. Take this, Joker. And Heath Ledger breaks the fourth wall. He goes, this reminds me of Brokeback Mountain. Yeah. Remember I was in that? He's like winking.
Directed by George Lucas.
I love Joker 2. I haven't seen it, but I fucking love it.
You haven't seen it?
I never would have gone to see this. Now I want it.
Right? It's a musical.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
You're kidding. No.
It's about apparently the movie's like all about just Lady Gaga singing.
Get the fuck
out. I'm telling you, it's a fuck you to people that like the first one. The first one was like a bad King of Comedy / taxi driver.
I heard it was a little kid's taxi driver.
Yeah. And this new one is like a musical.
Because it's
like A Star Is Born, but Joker.
That movie made $1 billion.
The Joker.
First. Yeah. And it got a fan base that Hollywood does not like.
Yeah.
So now they needed to just destroy it.
Them.
Yeah.
And like shit on the first one.
Right.
And the director didn't want to even really do this.
Right.
But they gave him a shitload of money.
And why not?
And he's like, okay, I'm going to deliver the biggest fuck you in cinema history.
Great.
It's so good.
I guess we're going to have to watch Joker too.
Every Batman Joker interaction from now on It's
is going to be colored by Joker's rape.
Why is Batman not just raping him to end this?
You're so right.
Yeah.
Like going forward, Joker's over. They can't use the character anymore.
No.
Thank God.
Because it's like
finally.
it's like Batman. Like we know he only has one line, and it's he won't kill.
Yeah, but he will rape.
I only have one line. I won't kill, but I'm gonna rape you.
And it just fixes it.
We're gonna fix you.
I need to be humbled, Batman. I've driven you to gay sex. It's what you always wanted deep down, isn't it?
Joker's blown up school children in like schools and shit.
The butler's horrified at cleaning those suits because there's some.
You twisted.
Master Wayne, there's blood in your underwear again. Shut up.
What I do to stop crime?
I was fighting crime. Why is there fecal matter everywhere?
You twisted evil fiend. I'm going in there with no lubrication. Every stroke is bam.
Bat poppers.
Oh fuck!
Morgan Freeman's handed him like his new gadget. They developed this for Studio 54. It never got through testing.
A wrist dispenser for roofies.
Riddle me this, Batman. What's gaping and ready for you? I'm gonna solve you, Riddler.
But he lets Poison Ivy go. He can't do it. He can't get hard for him.
Scarecrow sprays him with his fear juice, and he's like, he just sees a woman. I don't have time for this.
Oh my God. Anyway. Where were we? Oh, he was under hypnosis the whole time. I loves the transition because he wakes up and he's like, "There's a doctor," and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." Done really well. They hear the story and they're like, "Oh my God, this is horrifying." But the lieutenant's like, "I don't believe it for a moment."
Yeah, we still don't believe you.
He's fake. And now we see Mike. Travis goes to apologize to Mike.
2.5 years later.
2.5 years. Who is living in the middle of the woods with a massive beard.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, he actually isn't going to Mike. He's driving past and he sees the motorcycle billboard.
Oh yeah.
And and it makes him think of Mike. And he goes back and he's like, "Hey, Mike,
sorry.
Come on, let's go for a ride." And they go to the spot of the abduction, and they're like, "Hey, come on, let's be boys."
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right."
It's the most like dude thing ever. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I think
I lost my wife.
He does a
but
good
we're
joke.
cool.
Yeah. They didn't like me. They won't come back. It's like, what?
And then as of 93, they have all passed lie detector tests again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about some real shit.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
After the real abduction, he's a celebrity. He's interviewed everywhere.
Yeah.
He writes this book. It becomes the go-to documentation for all people talking about their alien abductions.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, time goes on. There's a show on Fox in like 2005, let's say, right?
Okay.
Where they hook people up to lie detectors and they ask them questions.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask Travis while he's hooked up to a lie detector point blank, were you abducted November 5th, whatever,
Mhm.
And
November 5th, 1955.
Yeah. But they ask him if he was abducted. It is November 5th.
Okay.
That's a cosmic date. But they ask him point blank if he was abducted, and he says, yes, I was. And the detector came back that he was lying.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So a lot of people think this is in fact a hoax, which has went on forever.
So why is it that the multiple polygraph tests he does pass don't matter, but the one time he doesn't, it does?
Well, that's why
Depends
the
how you wanna
polygraph
take it,
doesn't
right?
like hold up because it's not accurate. Like, let's say you're nervous about something
Right.
that doesn't pertain to the question, it'll set it off because it monitors heart rate, precipitation.
It's like you ever get your blood pressure tested,
Yeah,
and you're nervous about it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it's like wrong.
Right, because it's like squeezing your arm. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what is happening? And
Right.
then you get a little nervous and it goes up. Yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not like a good thing in court.
Get him?
Get him has something to
drinking his
say.
coffee.
He's got a coffee.
We didn't get him his coffee today.
Get him makes us get him
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah. We have to pay for this space.
You got to pay for the pleasure of my company.
But I mean, so what? Where do you take it? You believe him?
I buy it.
But my Tommy gun don't.
Yeah.
It seems like even if they did that hoax, I don't think that's an excuse to save the contract. So why do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do they get?
What the contract still is the
I
contract.
mean,
that's canceled.
the guy has a book deal.
If
you
they didn't know that was going to happen.
But
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know. Maybe
If
he
they weren't
figured-
sitting in the woods like, how do we make money?
Yeah.
I got an idea. Your Travis is going to get abducted and we're going to make a book and we'll split it. Like, there's none of that. You know what I mean?
But what if it's just Travis's idea and he's making the guys think it?
There's other ways to be famous.
Mhm.
You could just rape the Joker.
Right. Right. Well, heal him. Let's be honest. Heal the
He's
Joker.
looking for Cesar Romero. This is the 70s. He's like an 80-year-old man.
I don't know.
Straight.
I tend to. I think I believe him. I think it's too weird to make up, to be honest.
I think he's a phony.
Really?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Phony baloney.
Wow. Like Meryl
It's all
Streep.
right.
Yep. That's my take. I don't buy
What do
it.
you think, Steve?
I believe him.
You're outvoted. It was
I
real.
watched the movie Contact, and at the end of it, you know, he goes like, "I believe her." Like, that's me.
That's
Yeah.
about touch football, right?
I think it. Like I said, it's too much to make up. It's a little too crazy. There's better stories you could have made up. Got attacked by a bear. We can't go on. We need some time to
But then
extend
he
it.
needs to show damage. With this, he doesn't need to show any damage.
What do you mean? I could fucking just slice you up.
But he didn't need to do that. The aliens took me,
Yeah.
and now I'm back.
So I have a friend who I'm not going to say his name.
Was he abducted by aliens?
I'll let you decide. I'm going to tell you a little backstory here.
Okay.
You both know him. I'm not going to say his
Okay.
name. But he sleepwalks. He suffers from sleepwalking.
Okay.
And so that's the first thing. I've seen it. Like, hands on, I've seen him sleepwalking. And you don't wake him up and you take care of them. He told me one day that he woke up from his bed and there was a light like outside his window.
Uh-huh.
And the next thing he remembers, he woke up in the middle of a field about 2 miles away from his house, looking up at the sky, kind of like this. And he had 3 claw marks on each leg. Yeah.
He's attacked by a bat.
He has no clue. He has no memory of what happened between those 2 moments. And it's like, he could have been sleepwalking.
It used to happen to Uncle June.
But he's like, he's like, could be sleepwalking, but I might have been abducted because I have these like scars on my legs. His mother found him because she was freaking out that like he wasn't home. And yeah, it was a big thing. So I might know someone who's been abducted. We might know someone.
Junior, he's wandering. Tom.
All right, but what do you guys rate this movie?
I'll give it a 6. 6 out of 10. It's not gonna blow you away, but it's cool.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's cool.
I'm right there. Yeah, I was gonna say 6. 666. Nah.
Ah, fuck yeah, metal.
Well, I look really pale in that thing. What light are you doing? Look at that.
You're finally
I'm
a German.
like glowing. I'm angelic.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fine. It has one really great scene.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it kind of just feels like it's spinning its wheels.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it really doesn't justify the runtime almost.
Yeah.
Like it's over 2 hours and
Everything that happens where people think they're murderers really doesn't affect the rest of the
Exactly.
story. So
it's kind of
and that's the bulk of the movie.
Yeah, like I like that stuff. Like I like that. Like it's like really the movie is almost more about the way the town reacts to them, where like they views them as like weirdos and outcasts now and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also
But the
like,
one great scene is the space shit.
the space shit and the church scene, I'd say, are the two best scenes.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of just like, all right.
Yeah. It's an interesting
it's
story.
Fine. I'm glad I watched it.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
The fact that it's okay.
I think this one's pretty simple.
It looks like it's a guy using a.
That's how George Jetson gets out of his car.
That's a guy using a hat as a parachute.
He's jumped out of a plane,
Look,
and instead of a parachute,
he's
he had
holding
a giant
on to
straw hat.
Yeah, and he's holding on to the two. Do you see that now? Look at it.
He
Tell
has
me
a
that's
giant
not
sombrero.
a sombrero as a parachute. He's holding both of it. Like
That's actually how they do it. Paratroopers in Mexico.
right. That's the Mexican space program. Very good, Brian. It's a
Uno,
UFO.
Sarah Uno.
It's a UFO. All right.
I thought that was a pretty good drawing, though. You could tell
I
what
loved
it is.
it.
It was yeah, it was good. It was good. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, watching.
All that.
Do your thing. Do your thing, Brian.
I want to give a big thank you to everybody listening.
I want to give you a big thank you.
I want to
Give you a big thank you.
Honestly, I got a Brooklyn accent.
My voice got real low for some reason.
I'm going to straighten you out.
Do you know
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Bring you some Batman justice.
Next episode, he's like polite. In a suit.
He just zonks out like just staring. Like
Dave did really everything they could do with Batman that it just turned into gay sex.
They ran out of ideas.
They ran out of all the ideas. There's been so many fucking Batman movies and shows and comic books.
Let's just rape
All
the
that's
Joker.
left is gay sex.
not even it's just raping. It's my last card. You've pushed me to the limit, Joker.
I know what it's like to have a bad day. Oh, great.
Right. Like,
He's got a whole new utility belt.
my oh my, where did he get those toys?
He's got a bunch of giant cocks.
Handcuffs. Why do you have duct tape?
This is the bad dragon. See, it looks like a weird tentacle thing. I watch a lot of anime.
Okay.
Want to give a big...
Can't get through it.
It's so funny.
Rape is Batman. It's just too good.
Joker, I brought my milk and Fruit Loops and a speculum. I saw this on the internet once.
We're going to teach you how to be a good citizen.
I'm going to correct you.
Robin, get the oil.
I want to give a big thank you to everybody listening and or watching. We greatly appreciate it. I want to give a big thank you to Tom, Steve, Dave, Barwell, Q, get him. Let's record down in the studio.
Try raping Bane. They can't do it. Bane's too big.
You only just adopted the homosexual lifestyle, Batman. I grew up in it. I had two dads.
I was molded by it, born by it.
I had monkeypox at age 5. Nobody knew how.
You didn't rape your first you didn't rape your first guy until you were already a man.
He had his back broken.
That's what Batman is now. Wait, didn't DC put out a Superman comic where he got raped not too long ago?
Yes, that's right. They did, yeah. They've been doing this a while.
Someone at DC has a lot to answer for.
All right. Thank you to Tom, Steve, Dave, Broadwell, Q Gamma. Let's record down the studio. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you all. Like, subscribe, share a friend, leave a penny, take a penny.
Fuck.
Go on reviewinghistorypod.com, buy some merch, Review History Pod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
I am the P-Man.